Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I'll bring you a video tonight titled, Her Sexual Advancements Were Not an Accident. I got one for you tonight. But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. In addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But yeah, before I get to the video, man, I guess the last video I made was a bit controversial. The one about semen retention and unattractive men, man. I'm thankful for the dialogue on the video. I took a chance. I just wanted to weigh in and speak my truth on a topic that came up in the live. So that was my motivation for making the video. But thank you to everyone who dialogued, man. It was a lot of engagement. And if I haven't replied to you, I'm going to try my best to get back to you. But yeah, that was a controversial one, man. But, it allowed us to, really correspond with one another. And I'm appreciative of that, okay? But let's get to the main thing. Her sexual advances were not an accident. And the beautiful thing about being a sex symbol man is that women are just going to identify you. They're going to desire you, and they're going to identify you. You will get used to women choosing you in a sexual manner, making sexual advancements. And you'll get that stain in your mind based on the consistency of the experience that this is just what comes with being a sex symbol man. A man who's worked on himself, a man who's taken full inventory of himself, a man who loves what he finds out about himself, a man that's in a perpetual state of always learning more about himself, and he never runs away from the things that he finds out about himself. So he's not afraid to give himself. That's a sex symbol man. He's improved from the inside out. He's self-realized, self-actualized. And he has an appearance that reflects the things that he discovered about himself and the love about the things that he discovered about himself. He's radiating from the inside and out. And by virtue of that, women are just going to choose him. And it's going to be a regular thing. It's going to rub some men the wrong way because it's going to happen on a regular basis, okay? But her sexual advances were not an accident, okay? What I want to talk about in this one is a scenario that I had early in the year and some chatter that came about surrounding that. And just the reality of how, women choosing a man is not an accident, okay? Before I even get into the scenario. Women choosing a man, coming up to him, or being receptive to his advances, his sexual advances as soon as they meet. This is not normal, and it's definitely not accidental. A moderately attractive woman can leave the house, and 50 swinging dicks are going to be coming at her. She can go out one night, and let's just say 15 to 20 guys approach her. Let's say 20 guys approach her, right? That's pretty normal if she goes out at a decent time of the night. Like 20 guys approach her. At least 14 of those guys she can have sex with that night if she wants to. And then the other 6, they probably have something else lined up and they'll fuck her like within the coming days. She can have sex with all 20 of those dudes more often than not as a moderately attractive chick. Because I've been in those scenarios where it's a chick that I wouldn't even normally holler at. And, she looks okay. And I'm up in the spot. I just get there. I sit down. And a chick would just roll up on me. And this isn't a chick I would ordinarily holler at, but I'm just like, man, I don't really want to hunt tonight. Like, I'm just sitting here chilling. Why not? So even a moderately attractive woman can get an extremely sexy, attractive man. It won't be for anything long term. She might, get with him once or twice or something like that. But if she leaves the house and says, I want to have sex, she can have sex. And what does that indicate if she chooses you? She makes sexual advances at you. You've been identified. There's no getting around it. You've been identified. You are the swinging dick that she chose for that night. There were 50 swinging dicks coming at her from all different directions. She was dodging them like the Matrix because when they meet a man that they're extremely sexy attracted to, that's the man who's been identified, and that's the man of her desire. That's why I made that video, The Sexy Attractive Man and the Walk Back. I made that video because it's so true because, a woman will go out, and if she doesn't find the extremely sexy attractive man that she wants, she'll play a game of circumstance. She'll take a guy that will do for the evening, not her ideal type. She'll take a guy that will do. She'll just play a game of circumstance for the night. And then even while she's with that man, she's still open to the man that she's extremely sexually attracted to. And so she will abandon the man of circumstance at the last second when she meets the man of her preference and desire. I've been there where women will be with a man and it's always outside of a club. I'll be sitting there minding my business and some chick will make her way over to me and I can kind of see in my peripheral or maybe even directly that she walked out with the dude and she drops the dude off. And the next thing I know, me and her are gone right in the face of that dude. Because she'll drop the guy who is a circumstantial fit for the evening, he'll do, for the guy that is her ideal type, up until the last second of her getting into the car with that he'll do guy. You've been identified. Sex symbol men are identified. They're desired and they're identified by women. So it's no coincidence if a woman chooses you, okay? It's no coincidence, and you can't let other people downplay it, okay? See, that's what I'm going to get into right here. So this was, we'll say recent. This was recent right here what I'm about to talk about. I was out in DC and I got a dude I hang out with sometimes, man. We kind of like move around out here, not too far away from where I live. We just kind of, kick it when we kick it type of deal. And he was hitting me up. He was like, yeah, man, you on your way back from DC? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I got a couple of girls and, blah, blah, blah. And we're at the after hours. I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull up. So I get there and I see my boy. And then I see some familiar faces because, where I live is, people kind of have moved and shaped in the night spots. Like, we kind of seen each other, And so I saw some girls I recognized and I saw some girls I didn't. And he had history with one of the girls and the girl had a friend. So I kind of saw it was a bunch of familiar faces. And so I just kind of played the background role. Nobody even really saw me. I really was in the back, like in the shadows. And so the lights came on. And me and my boy, we went to the entrance, but we didn't leave out. We were trying to figure out if we were going to make another move. So the lights came on. And everybody could really see each other at that point. And so we went out in the parking lot. I was like, yeah, I'll pull my car beside yours, man. Let's figure this out real quick. So we chilling. And we up in my car. And then next thing I know, this car backs up right beside us. And it's the girl that he already knew and her friend. And I didn't say one word to her friend while I was inside of the establishment. I didn't even see her, to be honest. And so I'll tell you what made me examine this story, and I'm gonna pick it back up, right? What made me examine this story, right, was right after this happened. But let me finish the story first. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, right? So the girls backed up beside us, and we get to talking, and they already have it made up in their mind that they want to leave with us. And so I just kind of whispered to my boy, like, man, speed this shit up. Like, tell them we'll follow them, back to their place or whatever. So, he said what I told him to say, and then we were gone. And ironically enough, once again, I didn't say one word to her friend. I did talk to her a little bit while our cars were side by side. And ironically enough, right when the girls pulled up on us and we were talking to them in the car side by side with the windows rolled down, the last two swinging dicks came at them. These guys saw them talking to us, the car side by side and this and that. They backed up in front of the girls' car. I was like, follow us, come with us. Follow us, come with us. They asked them like twice. So they had swinging dicks all night coming at them. And my homeboy, he was at the spot with them earlier before they got to the after hours. So it was guys hollering at them at the first spot, the second spot, like they were just out and the guys were hollering at them. So they ignored those guys. Those guys rolled out. And then we get back to the girls' place. And, they wait for me to get there. And, girl takes a little bit of a look at me. It's light. We're in the lobby. We go upstairs. Her girl liked what she saw. And, we get upstairs. And, my boy's girl, whose place it was, she poured us up a couple shots. We sitting there chilling. And next thing I know, I would say this is about all of 7 minutes. Her friend, we were having a little conversation, and a little conversation turned to her saying, oh, I want a massage. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then the massage turns in. I'm like, oh, you really ready? And she's like, yeah. So she looked at her girl. We all sitting there, catty corner, couch right beside the other one. And she looks at her girls. It's like, where should I take them? And then her girl told her where to take me. She said, yeah, take them to the bathroom. Instant. Less than 10 minutes. But it wasn't as fast as it seemed. It was just the byproduct of her identifying me. Once again, I wanted to, give details. So there were 50 swinging dicks coming at this girl that night. And I didn't say one word to her. When a woman identifies you, nothing is going to get in the way of her being with you if the possibility of that is on the table. This girl identified me before I said one word to her. And so I never even nuanced the story that much until I never even thought about it in that much detail because it just went down. I mean, that's a day in the life, man. When you're a sex symbol, that's a regular night. You meet a girl, y'all might have a couple minutes of conversation, if that, and she's already made her decision because you're the man that she came out the house to meet. So what made me examine this was me and the dude who set it up, that two-man that night, right? We have a mutual friend, someone that we mutually know. And he was at the first spot. And I didn't know that he hollered at the girl and all that stuff. I didn't know, man. I rode up late from DC. And so maybe a couple days after that, I go up to the first spot where the girls were because there's somebody that's in there on a regular basis, a guy I know. And he came to me. The first thing he said is like, "Oh yeah, man, such and such told me, man, you hit that girl and this and that." I was like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." Man, that shit wasn't even on my mind anymore. This is like a couple days later. Just one of them things, man. And then he was like, "Yeah, man, her and her girl was up in here. They was throwing me rhythm and all this other stuff." Then he said something. He was just like, "Man, I could have got her, man. I could have got her. But you and such, like y'all be out late and y'all can get the girls because I gotta go home and this all this other shit." But if especially evidence in what I've articulated in this video, nothing's going to get in the way of the woman who identifies you. Like like the guy was like, "Oh, I could have got her." If she really wanted to get with him, she would have got with him. He actually talked to her. I didn't say a word to her. And I didn't even consider how detailed of a play that those two girls ran to get me with her girl. I didn't even replay it until this dude was like, "Oh man, I could have got her. I could have got her." And now, I don't say shit like that to guys. I don't care enough to say no shit like that to a dude, man. I mean, even last night I was out and I was talking to this girl like she wasn't really throwing me any rhythm. And this dude I had just met, he came up to me and was like, "Yeah, man, what's up with her?" I was like, "Man, look, I hollered at her, man. She wasn't feeling me, man." But then I stepped to the opposite side of him so he can get close to the girl. I was like, "Go ahead, do your thing, man." That's how I roll, man. So a couple days after the dude was like, "Oh man, I could have got her," the motherfucker said the shit again. The nigga said the shit again, man. He was like, "Oh man, I could have got that chick, man." And I'm just like, it's like a delayed realization of how much hate is in shit like that. How much, beta competitive nature is and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not my instinct, is to see another man get a chick and to tell him, "Man, I could have got her. I could have got her," repeatedly. And so that's what really made me examine, like, what kind of play did these girls run? What kind of play did these girls run? Because it was so normal and so easy that I didn't even think it through. And then this dude hating made me actually think it through and be like, "Man, what kind of play was it?" And so they saw me inside the spot, and her girl, and she told her girl, "It's like, okay, that's the one I want right there." So me and my boy, we're sitting in the car, and they watched us leave. Okay, so we're sitting in the car, and the girls rolled up on us immediately because they didn't want to give us a chance to get away. When you've been identified, nothing is going to stop a woman from getting what she wants from you that evening. Nothing's going to stop her. And that's why it's so important to become the sex symbol man, because those experiences are normal. And it's going to rub men the wrong way when they consistently see things that they're going to dwell on that are just normal for you. It's going to rub men the wrong way. That's why the sexy attractive man is always solo. Motherfuckers can't stand his reality, you know? And fitting with that, you're definitely going to have to be out there solo because that's just the name of the game at that point. It's too many men that's going to get tired of seeing women choose you. Her sexual advances are not an accident. We're not an accident. And that's why I had to really dissect that scenario in that story. Because I'm like, what kind of play did these girls run, man? This dude over here hating so hard and this. I'm like, God damn, man, what's really to this story? Then I really saw how intricate and how detailed and nuanced and strategic their play was, just so her girl could have sex with me that night. Crazy. But there's and see, becoming a sexually attractive man, it's important because some of you all have wives, some of you all have girlfriends, and becoming a sex symbol, sexually attractive man, that's the checks and balances right there. Because a woman sees your value to other women in real time. A woman can begin to become too comfortable with you. You might be getting a little too predictable for her, and all she has to do is go out with you. And she's going to be checking your blind spots and she's going to be assessing your value. Check out my video. She's checking your blind spots and assessing your value. And she's going to see the other women checking for you in a manner that you can't even see yourself. Women communicate that way. And then your value is going to come into focus and it's going to put her ass in check. It's very important. You can't get lazy. Being a sex symbol is something that it's a perpetual effort. That's a perpetual gift. It'll keep the women around you in line. If she's tempted to think she can do better, she's gonna get a reality of what's waiting on the other side of her stupid decision. That's why it's important to always keep yourself up and keep yourself your best and always be at one with yourself so that you're never afraid to lose anything that is in your space. That's the cornerstone of the sex symbol man right there. And that's going to have women choose you with no thought, no effort from your part. And I listen to dating coaches. And there's one in particular, I mean, he's prolific, man. I'm not going to like name any names and stuff like that. I don't do that. But this guy to me, he's prolific. And he said something recently where he was like, women choosing you off like lust is slim to none in terms of the frequency of it happening. He said himself that there's only been 2 women that just looked at him and said they had to have him. And I was like, man, I said, fuck, I guess me and this dude had some different experiences, man. Because there was a period in my life where it was just coming too easy, man. I went out, I would go out and I say, no, I said, I just want to take a break. I don't want to have sex tonight. Women were approaching me that much. And then even when I said I don't want to have sex, it'd be some chick that roll up on me like, oh fuck, here we go again. It was like that. And so my man, the dating coach was like, it only happened to him like twice. And that shit's happened. I don't want to say numbers, man. It's happened to me at least. I'm not gonna say it. Let's just be. I'll be modest. I'll say that's happened 100 times. I'm just gonna be modest and say 100 times. But women have just taken one look at me. It was just like, okay, I gotta have you. That's a modest number right there, and I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But it's a normal thing when you develop yourself to that degree. And there was another instance when it comes to women identifying you. There was this young girl. I was 36 at the time. She was 23. Celebrating her 23rd birthday. And I was out at Marvin's in DC. I always know that I never name the name of the club unless it's closed. So this was Marvin's in DC. The place was so wicked, I called it Sodom and Gomorrah, man. I thought we was all going to turn to salt one day. That place was so wicked, man. Rest in peace to Marvin's, man. So I'm with a family member up in there and some friends. And my family member takes a look at me, like we had one of these rooms up in the spot, and it's this girl by herself, as pretty as she could possibly be. And my family member was like, yeah, she's looking at you. And that's why you want to keep guys around you that are satisfied with themselves and their situations in life. They don't mind watching your blind spot when a woman is assessing your value. They don't mind it. They're going to toss you the oop. And so I walked up to the girl. She was looking at me, very receptive, and got her information. She told me it was her birthday. And I was just like, well, I'm about to go to another spot, and let's make sure we get together at the end of the evening. And she hit me up when I went to the next spot, and the night was coming to an end. She called an Uber on her birthday to the next spot that I went to so I could take her back to my place. Her sexual advances are not a coincidence. They're not an accident. Women are very deliberate. And men can try to rationalize it away about why things happen for you the way that they happen. But the truth of the matter is that your work preceded your outcomes. That's the truth of the matter. Women are very deliberate. Her sexual advances are very calculated. And she's going to get with the most desirable man. She has 50 swinging dicks to choose from no matter how she looks when she really goes out on the nightlife. 50 swinging dicks. Go to happy hour, 20 swinging dicks. They're all around her. And she's going to choose the one that she's most satisfied with, the man that she's most attracted to. And if you let these dating coaches tell you that attraction doesn't matter, yeah, fucking right. Yeah, fucking right. I can't count how many times. I said 100 is modest, all right? I don't want to get into my numbers and stuff like that. I can't count how many times, man. Women they just choose, man. They choose, and I haven't said a word, but they chose. Now there's some preparation game, if you want to call it that goes into crafting your appearance, that goes into being able to read the signals. Now there's some preparation that goes into it, so it's not solely looks, but looks do play a part. That's why you have to maximize your looks. You have to maximize your sex appeal. You have to try some different things. You have to try some different looks, some different styles, some different haircuts, different, excuse me, even different body styles. You know, if you want to get an immediate response from women, right now, you go muscular and lean. You know, some definition and lean, that's going to get you some looks. That's an indicator of youth and virility. That's going to stimulate women on a primal level. But you have to pay attention to yourself and find out what works best for you. Because sex symbol men are identified. And you'll be in a position where you'll understand that her advancements were not an accident. Her advancements were not an accident. When you really get in those situations over and over again, and you see the calculated plays that women run, and then women will tell on themselves. When you're that attractive, women will tell on themselves. I've had women in that same spot, Marvin's. I roll up in there. I went up the stairs. I didn't even make it inside, and some girl rolled up on me, made herself available. And she's like, let's go. I'm talking seconds. And then we wake up in the morning, and I'm taking her back home. She was like, yeah, you know, I think it was that night. She might have said it. She was like, yeah, I was with this guy. You know, he was buying me drinks, and he was about to be the he'll do guy. That's what she was saying in so many words. But she was just like, I saw you, and you were way more attractive. Attraction does play a part in women's primal lust and desire, her immediate calculated decision that you're her desired man for the evening. It plays a part. You can't let anybody tell you otherwise. That's why you have to maximize your looks. Now, you have to know what to do with her after these women are lust and desire you. You have to know what to do with her. And that's the end of the discussion. But it's expedited, and it's clear to her when she looks at a man and it's like, that's a very attractive man. That man has incredible sex appeal. That's why you have to work on your sex appeal. Take inventory of yourself. What looks best? And then you have to radiate and emanate a confidence that says, I'm into myself. And I'm more into me than I'm ever going to be into you. Women love that. Because that's a space where she can ingratiate herself to, because you are leading yourself. You're not allowing yourself to be susceptible because she's a red bone with long hair and a fat ass and, you know, all the stuff that men lose their shit over. It's normal to you because you've worked on yourself, you know, over a period of time consistently. And now it's normal. And other men are going to be hating on it because it's not normal for them. But then it's so normal for you that they're hating on something that you've already forgotten about. That's the reality of the sex symbol man right there. Women will share you. When you're really a sex symbol man and you've been identified, and women are making sexual advances to you, women will share you. You will meet one woman, and women will share you, and they'll champion you to her friends, to their friends. You'll be talking to a chick, her friends will roll up, her friends will be right there. Oh, you're leaving with him. See, women, groups of women now, you have some chicks who are far left, who are self-destructive, who push attractive quality men away. That happens. But then if you're attractive, you're also going to consistently find yourself in the space of women who are very receptive to your presence in their circle. And they'll push you towards one of their friends. And the one that you're talking to, they'll leave. I've had women leave their friend, hop in the Uber, say, we're Team Matthew, you're leaving with him. So sex symbols are invited into the circle of women. And then they'll share it as well. You'll meet some women who will actually say, I can't keep you to myself. I'm not going to keep you to myself. We have to go pick up such and such. And then they take you over to her girl as an offering. And you have both of them. That's the reality of the sex symbol man. So keep that in mind and just understand that there's multiple sides of women, but your development as a man is ultimately the master key that's going to unlock her best side. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Just bring you a video just talking about her sexual advances were not an accident. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And if you've been impacted by my message tonight, if you are better, if you're leaning more towards developing into that sexy, attractive sex symbol man after hearing my message tonight, I want you all to donate, okay? Make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted. And understand that your donations keep me here in the space, okay? So I can spit this elevated game so that you can benefit on a regular basis from this elevated game that I spit, and you can become an elevated man, okay? Make sure y'all show some love. My donation information, my PayPal and Cash App will be in the video description. Step up and donate. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges, circular movements, frustrations, and impediments, and predictable frustrations in the dating game, I'm your man. Any situation that you're in with any woman or women, I can get you to the other side of it where you never have to revisit that situation again, that type of situation, because you become a more self-aware and elevated man. Book your coaching sessions with me, okay? If you're in need of coaching, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Put coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I'll do an assessment. I'll get right back to you. I'll email you back the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms of the coaching, we'll set a date and time, and then the coaching will commence. And I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me, okay? The elongated coaching that I've been doing with men has been going very well. Men have been getting breakthroughs. Men have been getting life-changing advancements by taking on long-term coaching with me, okay? So the year-long coaching, what you're going to get is 3 coaching calls per week, minimum. I'm going to do an assessment of where you are and where you want to be. I'm going to create custom coaching and curriculum just for you. That's why I can only take on 5 people. And then the coaching will compound. Once I feel like you're mastering something or you're getting better at something that I saw that you need to address, then we'll move on to the next thing. That's how this thing is going to compound. Curriculum, custom curriculum, okay? You're going to have 24-hour access to me as well. Not just 3 coaching calls, but in between those coaching calls, you have a situation with a woman, you're about to go on a date, you're deciding if you want to get with a woman, anything. A woman's losing interest, any situation that you're in, you can reach out to me 24 hours a day, and I'll get back to you. If I don't pick up, I'll get back to you. Call me, text me, email. You have 24-hour access to me. In addition to that, we're going to meet up in person at least one time. Okay, no matter where you are, we're going to meet up at least one time, and I'm going to coach you in person as well. So to sign up for my year-long coaching journey, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. If you want to make your inquiry, put mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and you tell me exactly where you are in the dating space and where you want to be. I'm going to do an assessment, and I'm not going to email you back. I'm going to call you back. And we're going to decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. Give me 1 year of your life. It'll never be the same. You'll be an unrecognizable masculine force that's incapable of tolerating any imbalance, any disrespect. Your world is going to be completely balanced. Give me 1 year of your life. Lastly, my dating coach community on the school platform, I want everyone to sign up. We just had our coaching call tonight. We have our new members that were on, some of our old members. Thank you to everyone who was on the coaching call in my Matthew C. Horne Dating Coach community on the school platform tonight. In my community, what you're going to get is the access to me once a week. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You join my school community, you can talk to me on video, in the live, once a week. I do a monologue on a particular topic. The members of the community discuss the topic back and forth with me, and when we're done, they can ask me anything they want to ask me about dating, relationships, life, anything. I'm there for an entire hour. And in addition to that, I also make custom videos just for the community as well that are not on YouTube. And I allow members of the community to give me topics that they want me to make custom videos on, and I put those videos in the community. There's nothing like it. I want you all to sign up. Okay. Every live that I've had is archived, dozens of videos. Okay. Well, now we're at hundreds because I've had the community for a year. So we have dozens of videos. I mean, hundreds of videos that you can watch, the lives, in addition to the custom videos that I've made for the community as well. Those are archived as well, separated by month. So you can join, binge watch, and grow. Okay. And like I said, you can toss me video topics. I make them for you right there. And lastly, if you want me to make, I want everyone to sign up for my dating coach community. So the link to sign up will be in my video description. Lastly, what's left, man? If you want me to make some custom videos for you, man, if you have a different topic, a topic that you want me to make a video on, then what you want to do is send $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. There's a note feature on PayPal and Cash App that appears before you complete your donation. Write the title of the video that you want me to make in the note feature, and then I will have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. You make a $150 more donation, write the note, the video title that you want to make, complete the donation, then I'll have your video on my channel right here, Matthew C. Horne Dating, in 24 hours or less. And if your video subject matter is more nuanced and detailed than just leaving a note, you complete the $150 more donation. And then you bypass the note feature. And then you email me at matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on. And I'll read your description, assess it, and I want to make something powerful, impactful, life-changing for you, okay? Have that video right here on my channel in 24 hours or less, all right? So get your custom videos. But that's it. Thank you all for spending some time with me tonight. And there's nothing else really to say, man. You know, women will identify you. And if you really dissect the nuances and the strategies that they use to acquire sex symbol men, you'll understand how much value that you possess in the dating space. You want to develop yourself to become that man. Don't tell yourself you can't become that man. You're doing yourself no favors by not pushing the boundaries of your self-development, your attractiveness, and your personal evolution. You're not doing yourself any favors. Push your boundaries and find out where you stand. Everything will improve for you. Your destination, your standing in the dating space, let that be. Let that reveal itself to you. You don't know where you stand until you push the boundaries of your development, until you push the boundaries of your attractiveness through discipline, through focus, through introspection, through giving the world your best, making sure your appearance is always intact, making sure you tight, groom, lean. You don't know until you push the boundaries. So don't listen to my videos and say you're sitting on the outside looking in, like playing double dutch, just waiting to get in. No, get in the game. You apply this information and this wisdom, you're going to see some changes. I promise you that. I'm here for you if you need me, all right? And I'll see you all soon.